Hey everyone, it's Patty. Thanks for joining. I have to apologize right off the bat. I'm doing this at night. I usually film during the day and I use sunlight, but I needed to get this in because I'm going to be gone, and so I apologize for any shadows you may see. Today I'm making this card, Season of Thanks, a Thanksgiving type card. May the season bring you smiles and love that will last all year. So I really thought this was pretty. I love the wreath. So this is Tidings All Around, and then it goes with the All-Around Wreaths. And this is the dies, the coordinating dies. You can stamp this and cut it out with this. What I did was I just cut out in Cajun Craze and Crushed Curry, 2 wreaths, and I just kind of offset them, and then you could add some little sprigs and branches and things like that. So let's get started. I already cut everything out, so I just wanted to save a little time. When you cut out the wreaths, you do have to kind of poke out. They're a little delicate. You have to poke out some of the pieces and just be careful when you're taking it out of the die. So I just kind of laid them and offset them a little bit, and then pop them up with dimensionals. So the first thing we're going to do is take a piece of very vanilla, and I'm going to punch it with my 2-inch punch to get the center where I'm going to stamp. So I'm just going to turn it upside down, punch it out, and now I have my circle. You can run it through a die if you have a die that works. And then I'm going to use the stamp set, Gather Together. This is in the holiday catalog. All of this is in the holiday catalog. And you could purchase any of it at my online store. You can go to PS Paper Crafts to get all the dimensions, measurements, all that good stuff, and then shop. So I'm going to use the Season of Thanks, and then I have my inside from here as well. So this is a really good kind of Thanksgiving fall type stamp set. So I'm going to use my Cajun Craze, and I'll just stamp this right in the middle. This is a pretty easy card to make once you get the wreaths cut, and they weren't hard. You just have to take a little bit of time, be patient with punching it out and getting all the pieces out. This designer series paper that I'm using is from the Come Together stamp or designer series paper, and I love the wood grain. I think this is perfect for a fall wreath type look. So what I did was I tried to figure out where to put this down. I want to make sure that my wreaths aren't like hanging over the top or anything like that. I want to leave room for my bow. So I just kind of eyeball it, and I'm going to put a little bit of liquid glue down, and I'm going to eyeball it again because I'm taking it off. So we'll just put a little bit of this down, kind of put it in place, and place my wreath over it just to make sure. So that looks pretty good. So I'm going to just put it down there, make sure it's straight. Now with these, what I did was I just put a little bit of glue on that center leaf all the way around, just a little bit. You don't want to go too much. You could put any kind of adhesive you want. But I didn't glue the whole thing, all the different parts. I really wanted to make it kind of light and airy and flowy and that kind of thing. So I just want to make sure that you can see the crushed curry, or I'm sorry, the Cajun Craze from behind. So I want to make sure it's offset a little bit. I was trying to see if you can cut it and make it stick out more. I was playing around with that, but the curve of it doesn't really allow it. You'd have to cut a lot of pieces. So then I'm going to put this down with some dimensionals, but let's put the card together first. So I have this going top to bottom. Usually I have a rim around the whole thing, but I like it sometimes doing just a top to bottom. So let's get this down. And again, I'm just going to put a little bit of liquid glue on it. A little bit goes a long way. And let's see. So I have, more of a border of the Cajun Craze on the side, which I like. I like these colors. I love the fall colors. And Crushed Curry and Cajun Craze are a great combination. So let's put this down. And I like very vanilla with it as well. Okay. I see it's a little long on top. I may cut that off. Sometimes it's not exact. I'll probably cut that off after the video. So now we want to put this on. And let me just put this on for a second. Let me get my mini dimensionals. That's what I used for this. And again, I'm only going to put it kind of in the middle parts so that the edges are a little bit loose. So I'm going to put it on all those middle leaves, just like I put the liquid glue. Just go right around it. I'm definitely going to use this for Christmas wreath with greens and reds. There are some berries in this set, or you could put some rhinestones on it. There are some red rhinestones. That would be really nice. And my friend Rainey, she told me to push in, because I always have a hard time with the little dimensionals. I get frustrated. So if you push in the middle, it pushes out the top. So thank you, Rainey. I met her for the first time up in Warner Robins, Georgia. Very nice. We had a Stampin' Up little group there, about 60 ladies, a couple of men. It was very nice. So I met her. She was at my table and she saw me getting frustrated. And she taught me this trick. And that's what I love about people who craft. Everybody always shares what they've learned with other people, and it just makes it nice that we can all learn from each other. So I got them all. Yay. So we're just going to put this in the center. Isn't that pretty? I really like it. And then let's get our sentiment on the inside. I did that in Crushed Curry. Sorry, Cajun Craze. I got these two mixed up for some reason. Maybe because they're all these C's. And I'll put that right here. And then I'm going to use this really pretty this here. It's all different shading in one stamp, and I actually made a wreath out of this using the Stamparatus. So if you look on my blog and do Tidings All Around, search for that, you'll see how I made a wreath going all the way around with the Stamparatus in this. So I'm going to use the Crushed Curry. I already have it mounted actually, and this stamp, and you'll see what I mean by how it's so pretty. Let me get a piece of scrap here, because I'm going to go off, move all this stuff up, and I'm going to go off the bottom, so I don't want to get it on my mat here. So I'm going to just stamp this. See what I mean? It's different shades right on the same stamp. And then I'm going to do a little bit at the top, not as much. Pretty, right? Nice and fall. So let's put this away. We could put the inside in, and then we just have to do the most difficult part, the bow. I don't know if you're like me, but bows sometimes are difficult. Sometimes they come out really good. This ribbon that I'm using is beautiful, but it's a little bit thick for bow tying, especially a smaller bow, so you'll see that it's not very small. But I think it's okay with this card. It takes up a lot of space. Okay, so let's get our ribbon. And this, I forget what it's called. It comes with Cajun Craze Baker's Twine. It's a set, and it might be with the Come Together Suite. But I'll have it on my blog. I just don't remember what it is. But it's really beautiful. It's like a crumb cake look, and it has nice pretty edges and then kind of a weave look on the inside. So let's try to get this bow. See how many times it takes me to get it. Alright, so we just play and twist and turn, and I won't spend too much time on it. Kind of get this like this. I think that looks pretty good. Let me just see if I can twist this a little bit. Okay, so let me get my ribbon scissors. I always have a pair of scissors just for ribbon, and we'll cut it down. Oops, that wasn't very straight. That looks good. And then I have such a hard time making them even. I'm gonna try to measure it a little bit. So there you go. And I used glue dots, but I used a few glue dots with this because I felt like it's pretty pretty heavy. Not that it's heavy, but for a little glue dot. I know they're strong, but I think I used 3 of them, and I'm going to go for that again just to make sure it's nice and secure. I don't want the bow to fall off once the person gets the card. So I'm putting 3 of them on here, and then I'll just place this right here. Pretty, right? So these are the 2 cards. I think they're really pretty, a nice fall. I love the wood grain and the color scheme. So anyway, look for my other one. Look for, what was it, Tidings All-Around, and you can see the other wreath that I made, and I will definitely be doing a Christmas one. Thanks for stopping by. You have a good day. Bye.